Lionfish invasion decrease a successful trial. Countries to block foreign entry amidst unknown livestock bacterial infection. Inumimi and werewolves may share common ancestry, archaeologists say. Oh, looks like bad weather again tonight. Let's hope it doesn't bring bad tidings. I don't know, I think it's a very nice color scheme. Well, I think it's lacking something. It's too dainty. Dainty. Would you like then red, black, and purple? Well, that wouldn't be the worst. Okay then, why not? But you have to commit to it. No take-backs this time. Hey. I don't know. Maybe. Let's take a break from the topic. I only have time for a quick drink before I go back to work. And it's not like we're going to decide now, anyway. Maybe that's the problem. How are we supposed to plan this wedding? If we keep postponing every choice we need to make. Hey, Anelia, what do you think? Pale green, lilac, and daffodil yellow, or red, black, and purple? Hey, don't put Manilia on the spot. No, it's quite alright. It's just that I wouldn't know. This is your wedding. Your opinions matter, not mine. Trouble is, we don't know what our opinions are. And when we think we do, we change our mind. Like the centerpieces. Oh, please, can we not talk about that now? I really thought we agreed on the cute cottagecore ones. The ones you spotted on Tamagotchi. I mean, they were your pick in the first place. They were, but they were also too expensive. We have to be realistic. But weddings in general are expensive. Especially when you have 200 guests. That's a low blow. I can't just disinvite my extended family. The key word is extended. Do you even know half these people? That's not the issue. If I invite one of them, I have to invite them all. It's like a domino effect. Besides, they'll be paying for part of the wedding. I still don't think they should. I can pull my weight. If we have to choose, I'd rather we have the beautiful things you like. Even if it means we have fewer guests. Well, if my family's not chipping in, we might not be able to afford either. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I don't want our wedding to just be a random meal. With a bunch of people we're not even that close to. And I said I'll make sure we can afford a dream wedding. Or die trying. I don't want you to. Saved by the bell. That's work. I really can't linger. Think I'll have that drink now. Yeah. Of course. What can I get you? Something that'll keep me awake. I still have work to do. And my head hurts. So I guess strong coffee would be good. And with a nice spicy kick. Please. Any preference on the spicy kick? No, any strong coffee with spice will do. Jingle beans. Here's a jingle beans for the lady. Oh, that's novel. Perfect. I can feel myself relaxing already. Eh. What? You're weird. That thing doesn't smell relaxing to me at all. You're weird. I guess we're both weird. That we are. My lovely weirdo. My perfect misfit. This is so much better. It really is. Have I mentioned I love your smile? Never enough. Ugh, disgusting. Going to need something real spicy to wash this down. And I love to serve it to you, Hyde. If Bailey's doesn't want to order, that is. Hyde, sorry, I didn't hear you come in. Yeah, I know. You were too busy doing whatever you were doing. Hey, Hyde. Go ahead, get yourself a drink. I can wait. I'll stick here for a while anyway, until Lua properly gets off work. Alright then. Did you hear me, Manilia? Spicy is the name of the game. Any preference on the spice or the base? Nope, just make sure it's got a spicy kick of something, then double it. A Zobo. I felt up for a challenge, so try this. If you don't like hibiscus in this, you never will. Let's see if you cracked the Hyde code. Well, this is kind of troublesome, Manilia. You know me a little too well. Ah, so I take it this works for you. This is the perfectly executed Zobo, if I ever tasted one. Glad to see you made good use of your ginger resupply. Though you knew I couldn't get it right last time. Forgive an old man his old man jokes. Anyhow, this is the only acceptable way to drink hibiscus. I used to have a friend in Lagos who made me Zobo like this. Every time I visited, he lived near the harbor. We would sit down and drink it and watch the boats float by. That sounds lovely. He was a good friend. He isn't anymore? When you've got a vampire's lifespan, friends come and go. That's sad. You get used to it. Isn't this where you say something about enjoying each moment even more? Or grief being the price you pay for love? I'm afraid it's a lot more mundane than that. Some things you forget. And for others, you just get better at moving on. Anyway, speaking of enjoying the moment, your family troubles have sorted themselves out, yes? Still on the marriage track? Yeah, we are. We definitely are. Not getting too bored? Not really. Turns out planning a wedding is, well, suitably entertaining. One way of putting it. Can't wait to be at the marriage stage of it, to be honest. Did you sound any less enthusiastic? Hey! Oof, here they go again. Good to see that some things don't change. And such a dramatic backdrop, too. You should start serving popcorn, Manilia. I'd be more enthusiastic if we didn't fight about it every single time. No, I'm not engaging with this right now. I've got to go to work anyway. Right. And I'm going to have a drink. Bye, Manilia. Bye, Hyde. See ya. What can I make you, Mr. Bailey's? I think something warm, sweet, and comforting, please. A hot chocolate, perhaps? Yes. Chocolate with honey and milk could work. Alright, let's check in with our guys. We got a supermodel. Bailey's. Like, Lucas is playing some basketball today. Right. Down. Aqua, it's sometimes scary how many things come into factor as you make a decision. It wouldn't be that hard, right? Lucas, I have tons to think about every day. Like how to make your timeline more fun. Kissy kiss kiss. Oh, you know, I gotta remember to, like, I could really use a good cup of tea right now. Well, you know where I am. Bad traffic at Yale Street. Avoid. Dad just found a missing photo of my childhood, and I can only wish you can see how cute I am as a kitten. Oh, I bet she was adorable. Alright. Stories. Strawberry hair. Put my heart on your charm bracelet and wear it on your sleeve. So anytime, anywhere, you can always count on my heartbeat. Unlock my phone with your fingertips. Leave your fingerprints on mine. Hit my power button off and keep me away from the world, just the two of us. Remind me to press the enter key twice. Put some space in my poem so you can have enough room to dance between my words. We don't have a grand ballroom for our chest to collide, he said. My kitchen is big enough to let Beethoven fill the room with Fur Elise. The melody he composed for Lady Theracy, so Theracy can play his feelings simply but still prettily. Like your nightgown fluttering as we spin, like your upside-down frown as we let our touching skin. Speak of innocence, and you can keep your glass slippers to yourself. There's no need for a fairy godmother in our story. You don't have to leave after 12. We'll dance barefoot on my kitchen tiles, or on the grass of your childhood park if you want to, like Ed Sheeran, our own perfect. We'll catch our breaths on the park bench when you're too tired. Rest your head on my lap, run my fingers through your hair, and let them pick that strawberry scent. Then down to your blushing cheek to paint your nickname, Strawberry Hair. But only if you let me do all that. If you don't, I'll settle with your strawberry taste in my memory. I'll keep it in my breast pocket, so if you ever leave, I know which jacket I should stop wearing. So strawberry can still taste like a sweet thing for me. But let's not think about either of us leaving, shall we? Whatever will happen, right now, you are my strawberry taste. My one and only race, where my ego doesn't mind losing. Right now, you are forever my safe place. You can have my promise that I will always be your safe place. I did say that to many girls before, so an empty shack. But you can try to reside there if you like it. You can stay, you already got the key anyway, even before I gave it to you. If you like it, if you like me, ask me to make it your retirement home. If you do, I'll build you a pier so you can rest your ship ashore, with a lighthouse, so I can light your way in case you want to set sail again. That being said, Strawberry Hair, I'm hoping you've had enough sails already, and you're finally ready to settle in. That was ridiculously cute. Alright, Baileys. And chocolate. A little heart. There we go. A Chocobi Maracu for you. Perfect. This feels so good, Manolia. Means a lot that you're always looking out for all of us. On a miserable night like this, heartwarming. But of course, you're our valued customers. I hope Lua didn't get too soaked. You do care a lot about her. Of course I do. Then why all the fighting? You tell me. The wedding is bringing out the worst in us. Since we sorted out the situation with my family. You mean since you cut them off? Yeah, since I stopped talking to their judgmental faces. Lua and I haven't fought about anything. Till now. Every time we try to organize this thing, like we become different people. Let me ask you something. Go ahead. What do you want from this wedding? What do you mean? How do you mean? Not complicated. I'm just asking, what do you want? If you close your eyes and picture the day, what do you see? Honestly? I have no clue. I know Lua is there, and that's about it. Not a bad start, in truth. But if you don't have specific expectations, why don't you just let her do what she wants? You make it sound so easy. I want her to have what she wants. That's exactly what I've been trying to achieve. I've been picking up on everything she's liking on Tamadacho. Every wedding picture she's pinning online. All the places she finds cool. All the fashion designers she follows. She deserves to have all that. To have a special day. But every time I make a suggestion, she won't hear of it. She says it's too much, too expensive, too this, too that. Is it too much? Too expensive? That's not the point. I don't want her to have a shabby wedding. Just because I'm estranged from my family, I want her to have what she wants, what she deserves. A proper princess wedding. A remarkably presumptuous young man. Mr. Hyde. No, that's all right. I know Hyde helped Lua back in the day. He's got something to say. I want to hear it too. Good, because I'm going to say it whether you like it or not. You're sitting here going on about everything Lua should want, as if you can know what's in someone else's heart. But when you love someone, no, especially when you love someone, you should never presume to know what they need. Lua's the only one who can tell what Lua wants. But that's exactly the problem. When I ask her, she always says she doesn't know. Then give her time to figure it out. Not going to help if you pressure her. With 1,000 suggestions a minute. Or if you try to force her into some sort of princess wedding. Just to make you feel good about yourself. But what if we take so long that we reach old age? And we're still not married. You reach old age and you're still together, married or not. I think that counts as a win. And since we're talking about taking some time, you should also use that time to figure out what you want. Otherwise, the best you'll get is a wedding, based on your skewed idea of what Lua's wedding should be. That sounds pretty sad to me. Oh, Bailey. Well, that wasn't pleasant to hear. Anyways. But it also wasn't wrong. Give her time to figure out what I want, huh? Sounds so simple. Should have thought about that before, I guess. You're not bad at this tough love thing, are you, Hyde? Eh. Perhaps I should consider a career in couples counseling. That doesn't sound nearly as much fun as modeling. Doesn't it? Modeling gets old after a while. But you were having a good time in LA. I was. Until I wasn't. I'm moving to Seattle, in fact. I've kept my contract with the agency, just in case. But there aren't many modeling jobs to be had here. Really? What are you going to do, then? Go back to my mafia dwarf buddies, of course. Come on, I'm obviously kidding. Are you? Oof. I wouldn't go back to them. I'd go back to being chased by them. Besides, I checked in on them, and everyone I used to find entertaining has retired now. Meanwhile, their grandkids manage the whole enterprise. Like it's some sort of startup. Are we seriously talking about the mafia right now? That's for me to know, and for you to wonder about. Mr. Hyde likes to play a little. Guilty as charged. Can't help it. When I see an earnest face, I have to tease it. I'll take that as a compliment. But also, what's wrong with managing things like a startup? That sounds like a pretty efficient approach, right? You young people. Impatient in business like you're impatient in love. Efficiency isn't everything. I have all the time in the world. I don't care if things are done fast. I want them done right. Maybe you should go into slow fashion. Or fine arts. If you paint with oils, that'll take some proper time. Fine arts were the first thing I got good at a few centuries ago. But my style isn't trendy nowadays. Too much chiaroscuro lighting. And putting blue in skin tones isn't novel anymore. If you're insinuating that you're Rembrandt, if my mafia buddies find out, I'll be in trouble. You're always joking around, Hyde. But for all that, you don't sugarcoat your advice. A pretty great listener. I hope you also have people who listen to you. I'm moving here to be closer to them. What was that? Nothing. I believe your phone's ringing. It's Lua. She's done with her work for the day. Finally. In a hurry to leave here, Mr. Baileys. No, not at all. But I am looking forward to going home. And keeping bickering? Yeah, I don't think so. I had an epiphany just now. Must be something in the drink. I'm going to leave the topic alone for a little while. Good elf. Enjoy your night, then. I think I will. Thanks, Hyde. And thanks, Manilea. Of course! Have a good night, Mr. Baileys. Mr. Hyde. What was that about the mafia and modeling and fine art? Are you genuinely considering a career change? All I'm considering right now is whether my car got nicked. I know Old Man Jory said this area is safe, and it's a bit of a pile of junk, but it's a pile of junk with sentimental value. I sense a story. Quite a story, indeed. But I'll make it short, 'cause it's getting pretty late. I got this car many moons ago, back when Gala was my bodyguard. And I've been stuck in Seattle for a while, working day in and day out. And at some point, I decided I needed a proper break. But, you know Gala, he's a bit of a stickler for the rules. There was no way I could have a night out in the middle of a big job, not on his watch. So you slipped his watch? You know me well. Some friends and I, we decided to get together. I was to provide the ride, they provided the entertainment. I did the usual thing. I waited until Gala was sound asleep. Then I left a pile of pillows under the duvet, Hyde-shaped, and I snuck out of the hotel room. There was only one problem. Gala was my chauffeur as well. He had your car keys. He had my car keys. And I wasn't about to poke the bear wolf. So I went to the nearest dealership and got the cheapest car I could find. I only intended to keep it for the night, you see. I'll spare you the details, but my friends and I, we drove to a lovely spot with a view. For the sort of action which, I admit, might appear ambiguous from the outside, but to me was very enjoyable indeed. We were right in the thick of it when, suddenly, we hear a tap on the window. Let me guess. Was Gala? The wolf himself. He peers inside. Then he starts banging on the door so hard, the whole car is shaking. We all just kind of freeze, and then he says, "How dare you kidnap Mr. Hyde?" Opens the door and tosses my dates outside. Mr. Hyde. You're not winding me up, are you? Oh, Amelia, I wish. Sorry, it still sends me into a fit just to think about it. The prince has carried me out of the car, if you can believe that. Well, that's a conscientious bodyguard if I've ever heard of one. Right? Truly earning his yearly bonus. I didn't even have a chance to explain the situation. At least, not until he removed my gag. Gala acted like he was angry, but in reality, he was mortified. And not as mortified as my dates, whom I had to pick out of the grass. Poor Gala. Manili, I see where your allegiance lies. Personally, I say, for me. I never saw those lovely friends again after that fiasco. But I couldn't be angry at Gala, even then. In fact, I found his chivalry rather charming. He didn't seem to find my antics quite as charming, though. He had woken up, hadn't found me, and was already suspecting the worst. And that was before he discovered me in a strange car in the middle of nowhere. In a compromising position. I think he was truly terrified on my account. So he stopped talking to me for a few weeks. Doesn't sound unfair. I suppose it wasn't. He also wouldn't give me my car keys back. I got stuck with this old thing you can see outside. And the worst of it is, you can believe it, I decided as a grand gesture to chauffeur him around in it. He stopped sulking really quick after that. I suspect he wasn't a huge fan of my driving. Anyhow, I decided to keep the car in the end, for whatever reason. My car collection had some serious turnover, but this one isn't going anywhere. I must have replaced everything inside it a dozen times over. And it's very banged up. But I guess I've grown fond of it by now. We're both a little stuck in time, this car and I. You're rather more sentimental than I thought, Mr. Hyde. Sentimental, That's what you took away from that story. But I suppose you're right. Good thing it's only us here. I can plausibly deny this conversation ever took place. Still, the rain has stopped, and this is my cue to go. Before I lose all my remaining cred. I hope the car is safe and sound. So do I. And Manilia? Yes. Nah, nothing. Have a good night. Good night, Mr. Hyde. And a safe journey home.